Welcome the moderator for the evening, Gopalakrishnan, Vice President, TiE Detroit, local celebrity, Rakan Raga.
Good evening. How are you all feeling? Good? Right after dinner, right? All right. So, Venk, my first question to you. With all the initiatives that you have with regard to Startup India, Digital India, what does that mean for entrepreneurs here and potential charter members? What's going to happen with all those initiatives that you've opened up? There are trade missions around across the globe that are coming in and out. So, where does that dialogue happen? What happens to, what do we get? What do the entrepreneurs get?
You know, all those things really are, all those initiatives in India meant, you see, to improve ease of doing business and fundamentally. And so from that standpoint, if you have ambitions or plans of operating in India, you know, you'd find things a lot easier today than they were a year ago. Mm-hmm. The other thing that they have instituted is matching funding to funds. So if you're thinking of starting a fund, it couldn't be a better time to do that in India now than it was before. You can get as much as 30 to 40% funds from government and different agencies you see putting into your fund. So that's another thing. And because there's all this money that is coming in at early stage, you know, it's become a lot easier to raise funding in India than it was before. So I see, you know, I think the level of funding activity in India of startups at early stage is easily, you know, about 3 to 4 times what it was only 2 years ago.
My next question to you, you're an entrepreneur yourself, and you've seen many TiE chapters operate. So from a Silicon Valley perspective and from the entrepreneurial eyes, how do you view Detroit? Because I'm sure you've seen changes. Everybody is saying Detroit is coming back, is rising back from the ashes. But what's the story there in Silicon Valley about Detroit?
You know, I think this is what I said earlier, that suddenly, you know, this is, Detroit has once again become, you know, have become very, very important to all the new technologies, whether you look at cloud, you look at big data, you look at artificial intelligence, you look at IoT, all of these things, sensors technology, all of these things play a role in terms of mobility and transportation. So, so this has become, see, you know, a extremely important destination from that standpoint. So, you know, you guys just happen to be in a place that has, once again, in the critical path of a lot of very interesting technology development. So, I mean, you know, the local chapter should benefit from that and jump on that wave.
So, Tel, are you listening? Yeah. All right. Thanks. So my other question is, I understand we've been making a lot of noise in terms of mobility, in terms of connected ecosystems, and we've been having conferences across the globe within TiE, with TiECONs all over the world about you know, changing the blueprint for mobility. So where are all those conversations going? Because cohesively we have to work together. And I understand that you're making some, you know, changes in terms of bringing an app and connecting entrepreneurs across the footprint. But in terms of conversations that can lead to humongous changes in the way we live our lives or transform lives, what is your perspective on you know, the vision for TiE, and how do we cohesively work together in making a change, a very active, practical change to the community?
You know what? You know, changes are really brought about by entrepreneurs. I think institutions like TiE, organizations like TiE, are really platform for connecting different parts of ecosystem. But the changes are brought about by entrepreneurs. So I think ultimately, I think the focus has to be on, you know, how does the chapter nurture, how to identify, nurture, educate, and connect the entrepreneur to the right people. I think that's what the focus should be. If you keep a focus on the entrepreneur, I think all the rest of the things you see would fall in place. As an organization, you see, we have to make it easy, you know, in terms of how people find other people who might be interested in investing in this space, or who might be, who might become channel partners, who might become, business partners or technology partners. So we have to make that kind of investment, in the organization. But ultimately, changes are brought out by entrepreneurs. It's not by organizations like TiE.
All right, he's pointing fingers out to you guys. All right, okay. So any questions from the audience? I'll just take a question. Yeah.
Well, not really a question, but just to add on to what this. So I'm a charter member of the TiE chapter in Ottawa. And part of the answer to the question also gets into one of my primary reasons for supporting TiE is the cross-pollinization that goes on between the chapters, and the charter members help each other out tremendously. And I'm not sure how many other charter members are in the room, but it is a volunteer-driven organization, and the charter members, as Nick was saying, are at a stage where they're giving back, and thank you. So the charter members are at a point where they're giving back. And I've never seen an organization like TiE where a charter member from one chapter goes to another chapter to assist in a conference or speak to just a networking event and those kinds of things. So as an organization, it really gets the elephant to dance. And I find that cross-pollinization, so from an Ottawa perspective, to hear what's going on in Boston or Silicon Valley, or TEL's coming up to Ottawa next week for us, is remarkable, because part of the connectivity and learning is to see what's going on in other parts of the system and being inspired by that. So TiE, there is no other organization like TiE. Just echo that as well.
All right, thank you. That's a great testimonial for us. Yes, Seema, right here. Seema apparently was the first woman president of TiE Detroit.
Well, I was also the co-founder of TiE Detroit.
The co-founder of TiE Detroit.
Since Venk is here, I think, and since we just got clearance today that we can make, actually 2 days ago, we can make public, to build on your comment about significance of TiE and to build on your comment of connectivity, TiE Global has just won a grant from the US Department of State to take US-based women entrepreneur experts to promote entrepreneurship amongst women in India. So we're going to be hosting 5 workshops. We'll be making a system-wide announcement. I think it went out yesterday night. And we'll welcome all the chapters to get connected. And the US women entrepreneurs will be headed to India.
All right, women? All of you. Great. All right, you're going to be making that change. Okay, so...
Seema was crucial in driving that engagement with the Department of State, right?
That's great.
And TiE Global Office helped her receive.
And I just want to add to what Venk just mentioned. We have the Young Entrepreneurs, the TiE program. I think Seema was involved extensively with it. She founded it as well. So I think that has an extensive global blueprint across the world. So we are encouraging youngsters to come up and start thinking different, out of the box. And I think TiE is doing really well. And we have a lot of youngsters coming out and creating new products. So I would highly recommend that, the network is there, the contacts are there. It's all about persistence and follow up.
Can we put in a plug for TiE for this coming year?
Sure, go ahead. Why don't you come on over?
No, as I said, my husband thinks I have a very loud voice, so I don't need I'll just put it, since we have this extremely interested audience, I want to tell everybody and share it with your friends. We've extended the deadline for TiE. TiE, as Anu said, was a program launched in Detroit about, this is going to be the 6th year. It's a program for high school students, 9th through 12th. We meet every Sunday. It's going to be a 7-month program. Every student and every parent of every participating student has said to me personally, it was the single most transformative experience of their high school career. And that was the one weekend activity that they did not complain with their parents or fight with their parents to get to. And each of our students has done extremely well in going to college. It has transformed kids from looking at a problem and complaining to their parents to looking at a problem and saying, wow, I can actually develop a business around it. So please check out TiE Detroit or reach out to TiE Detroit. The applications are open till October 31st. Thank you, Anu.
So I want to add one more comment to what, all the advice, this thing. The best thing is to get lucky. And there are thousands and thousands of, hundreds of thousands of people in Silicon Valley. But I'll tell you a story here of a girl that I know. She studied English. She was English major, and not ambitious at all. Very shy, not ambitious at all. As she was graduating, some of her friends said that, we have started this company, why don't you, we need some writing kind of help, so why don't you come and help do some writing there. So she went there and she got bored. After 3 years she left. That company was Facebook, and for 3 years of work she got about $25 million. And then some of her friends were going to Quora and they needed some writing help, so she went to Quora, and which is also, again, this thing is going to be worth something because she was one of the early employees. And then she got bored and joined another company where her friends were going, and this company is Stripe, which is going to be another $10–15 billion kind of a play. So here's a girl who is not ambitious, who is not, who doesn't look for options, who is very, very shy, and at the age of 30, she is worth approximately $35 million, English major. So the best advice is to give them, say, get lucky. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Wayne. Thank you.